Invite Mills.
And we're going right now. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, we are here to bring you Giggity Racing Dash Racing here at Dover. If you see on your screen, it's Dover. Monster Mile. Oh, Miles of Monster. She's going to be a little tricky. This is our dash race for our guys who's trying to make it into the Cup race tonight. We got 7 drivers trying to make it into the dash race for our Cup car for our main event race later tonight. Like I said, it's going to get a little pre-race into you. Like you're getting the pre-game going. We're getting the pre-race going for y'all. Some little racing, get it going. Got 7 drivers trying to make it with 5 open spots. As we load in, we see a couple cars, the green flag's already dropped. As we see the 22 out front, and I think that's the
22 a Rebel.
Rebel. So, ooh, we got a car up in the wall already. Oh, they already wrecking behind them.
That's 3, I don't know.
I think that was the rest of the field. And like I said, there's no cautions on. So, you wreck.
The 34 is wrecked out of Sergeant Sauls.
Yeah, like I said, we had no cautions on, so if you get right already, it's still a long race. It's 7% with 3 times worse, so it's 28 laps. So like say,
correction. There's no wear. It's just a straight shootout, no pit stop. It's just
straight
a straight shootout.
All right, but yeah, like I say, no caution, so we race as it is. And so far, it looks like the 5 guys as we got battle for the lead, it looks to be the 24, the 22, and the 34. As the 34 just got in the wall.
The 34 is actually just now going a lap down. He's actually the one running it last. Sergeant Sauls, it looks like as of right now, he's the one car that would be going home.
Oh, wow. So it's only 6 cars then, not 7?
Roofer's in this race. MP Roofer in the 11 car. He's going to be in the booth broadcasting the 2 races tonight.
Oh,
he just wanted to turn some laps in the meantime.
All right. So it looks like we got the 22.
The 22 Rebel, followed by the 32. I think that's Eternal Rest in the 32.
If I get these buttons right, I get a better camera view. 32. Yep, 32. The 19. It looks like in 3rd. The 11. And I think the 3 car will be the 5 cars that will go to the main show.
The 11 will not make it. That's MP Roofers in the 11. So as of right now, the crossover spot is between the 15 of Redleg and the 34 of Sergeant Sauls, which Sergeant Sauls is going to lap down. Redleg is off the pace and about looks like about a quarter of a track behind the rest of the field.
So yeah, I know it's a little spread out now, but like I say, this is just for the guys who are not main Cup guys. Some of these guys are regular Xfinity truck guys, or just some random people who just gotta say, hey, you want to transfer race here? We get you in a dash race. We'll see what you got. See if you can make it to the main show. And just a little pre-race. Show what you got. And for these guys, which is a lot better than the Cup guys, they actually get to turn laps now before the main qualifying race, while our regular Cup guys will be hitting the track doing the qualifying. Oh, we got a car up in the wall.
Oh, we got 3 got into the 11?
Yeah, the 11 hard into the wall.
Now, positive to that one, the 11 is the only car out here that he's just turning in laps. He's going to be the one in the booth. So the 3 actually wrecked a car that doesn't matter. But now we see the 34 just at the inside wall again.
Yeah. Like I said, that's the one thing about this track is tricky. Miles will come up from the ground and bite you. Like saying, because that elevation came, because from my experience, sometimes you're tight in and getting tight off, but the sucker just wanted to snap on you coming out the corner if you just don't hit it right. And the one thing that everybody hates about all these tracks, that little black piece, that apron, if you just clip it, she's doing donuts, and it's going in your day in a heartbeat, and will mess your day up for the longest time.
Actually, I don't know if you've happened to catch it on your camera or not. But the 34 car looks to have either lagged out or backed out, which would be Sergeant Sauls. So, actually, at this point in time, all the drivers on the track will qualify in, except for the 11 who will be in the broadcast booth.
Yeah, which is tough for Saul. I know he was trying to race to try to get in the show, but like saying, I wouldn't say it was him not driving to the best. I think this track is just like saying Dover is a tough track to race on in general, and like saying if you're not comfortable with it, you're gonna have a rough day at all. And racing with Sergeant Saul, he's not a guy that's gonna cause a lot of wrecks. He might be off the pace a little bit, but he's gonna race as clean as he can. And if he knows he just, like saying, the slowest car, and he knows he looks like he might be trying to back up the leaders or the field, he'll back out, which is, like saying, is a good, like saying, I see that be as a good driver. He's taking responsibility and say, hey, I'm not the fastest. I don't want to cause no wrecks. I'm just gonna call it a day. But if you're slow, just keep running. Just move up a lane. Just let them go by and just run your race. Like saying, show that you can race clean. That's what we're all looking for, and that's what makes you a good racer and a good guy that will put you on the
one of these cars. Along with the 19 right now, and he's closing that gap, man, little by little.
Yeah, little by little. Like still saying,
getting cozy up front.
You know, this is a really hard track. Sometimes your sliders will make you you'll be real tight at the beginning, and then your car will come together, or vice versa. You could be real loose, and then your car starts coming together. It looks like the 22 might have had a good handling car, and then it's starting to fall off, whereas the 19 looks like it's just now getting to its speed.
Yeah.
Creed's looking pretty good.
And these front two have gapped third and fourth by about 2.5, 3 seconds now.
But it's still saying, is it worth racing for right now? As like saying, this is just a transfer race. Like saying as it is right. Well, say they probably don't know it, but as it is right now, all of them will make the show. So
well, they're actually all in one chat, and they'd already known in advance about Rupert going to the broadcast. Only one guy was going home. Sergeant Sauls, I would imagine, has probably stated that he either back out or lag out, or somebody else has noticed that. And in which case, if I'm any of these drivers, knowing that basically you're locked in at this point, I would actually push the car to the limits and start being more race heavy than I would have been at the beginning had I been in a, trying to qualify in. Now you've qualified in. I would start pushing the issue and try to see if the car can stick when you try to make a bold move against these guys. Or, I mean, like you said earlier, this is basically, at this point, it's just a practice.
Looks like the 32 might just went around on the backstretch. He was really slow. He might have caught the apron going in there. But yeah, like saying, this basically is a free run for them. That's why I said these guys are getting the track time that the Cup guys wish they had. They are getting to see what the cars will do online. Because if you ever race with this game, online and offline are two separate elements. And the cars act completely different, especially in different servers. One server may be really loose on these sliders, and another one may be tight. So now these guys might begin to find out, okay, 7 is still too tight. Let me bump this up to maybe 8 or 9, just to see what might happen. I've been practicing all day on the 7, and still some tight, especially on a long run. I might want to go up to an 8 or a 9, just to see what happens during the race. So that just give an idea what to expect, what adjustments may I want to use if I want to keep this slider. If I see that it's getting tight on the long run, I'm gonna drop that track bar, take some tape off, and just see how the car reacts to it.
Car's starting to apply some pressure now.
With what you're seeing right now, which one of these drivers do you think coming from the dash maybe has the best chance of having a good, maybe a top 5 finish even here tonight? Now keep in mind we have 2 races with the Charlotte and Dover. Which one of these guys is looking the strongest?
Make a move to the inside of 22. This is like 22 man just pushed up. Oh, 22 just caught the apron on
22
entry.
On the apron. 19 pulls away.
And that leads to 33. A little man to gain some ground on the 22. He's might try to battle for second. Like I said, that's what I was saying earlier. That apron. If Miles wasn't the big problem, it's that apron. It will correct. Oh, 32's around on the backstretch. Got a little bit of the inside wall, kept it straight. He's going to keep it going. like I saying, that's one of the trickiest things about this track is that apron will come out of nowhere and catch you. And it will, like I said, you can just kiss it just a little bit and it will snap the car loose. That's the one thing, even the cup guys going to have trouble with that tonight at this track. And that's what's going to make this racing a little bit more intense, because a lot of guys maybe putting a little bit more pressure on the guy on the inside, like maybe try to squeeze him down, trying to side drive. Like I said, you can't do it just a little bit, but don't try to force him down to the apron, because he might come on and take you out by accident too.
You know, another car here that's been coming on real strong, the 3 car Little Man seems to be coming on strong now. He seems to have been catching the 19 and the 22. And the 22, I mean, apologies.
Like saying, it's probably like what you said earlier.
22 bounces it off the wall. Keeps on trucking.
But like saying, he like saying his car may be coming in on the long run. Like say, as the tires where you might back that corner up just a little bit, let the car roll through the center. And he might be actually making some little time on these old tires. That's one thing you might want to try to look for in some of these guys. Some guys, as he actually hits the wall coming out too. But a lot of these guys may have these cars set up for long runs, because like I say, it's gonna be a 200 lap race, so it's gonna be a long day and a lot of laps led, a lot of laps logged. So you might 22 cut the apron again. Looks like he kept it straight.
There's actually, between the 2 races tonight, we have 400 laps of racing. 200 at Charlotte and another 200 at Dover. We have 400 total laps for these guys after this dash race.
And like saying, what's our first? It would be Charlotte or Dover.
If you look at it, it's 500 miles we're going, right?
Charlotte is the first race.
All right.
Yeah.
I think that's the end of the race right there. As we see, Creed takes first, Rebel Joker takes second, Little Man takes third, Red Leg takes fourth, and I think what's that be Roofer in fifth, and who's in the 32 car?
That's Eternal in the 32.
And Eternal running out fifth spot. So as I transfer, it looks like like I said, everybody will transfer in to the main race. And as that all goes down, who do you think out of these pack cars do you think might have a shot to win the race?
Shot at winning, I'm not so sure. We got some really strong, talented drivers there in our Cup Series on Sundays, but
it's NASCAR.
Probably
anything can happen.
Via what I had just seen, the car that I think that probably has the best chance at an overall finish would be the 19 of Creed. Rebel looked pretty good. The 22 car Rebel, he looked pretty good. It looked like that apron kept getting the best of him, but it looked like the 19 was a little slow at the beginning, but then overall had probably the fastest car there in that group.
All right, let's see if we can probably get our dash runner Creed in the booth. Just get a couple words from him. Let's see. I think, let me take a quick look. All right. Yeah, I'm saying that's the one thing I saw. Like saying that apron is gonna mess up a lot of people, and like saying, you know how this race is, everybody's gonna be together, and the apron turn 2, and how this track is, especially turn 2 when everybody likes to slide up to his wall. That's gonna be that's gonna be Calamity Corner. Cause like saying everybody likes to slide up and like saying just maybe either kiss the wall, hit the wall, and bounce back off. But that's gonna be a tough. Dover's gonna be a tough track. Charlotte is a little bit more. I say it's a little bit more spread out. Turn 3 and 4, if you just back that corner up just a little bit, you should be fine. 1 and 2, you can about keep it nearly wide open if you got the right slider.
We actually, just a quick moment here. We had 2 more regulars sign up for the night, so we actually have an 18 car field for tonight. For 400 laps of racing, it should be a good, eventful night.
Oh wow!
as it looks like Creed has opted out of doing his post-race interview.
Uh,
Um,
but
so he must be trying to get that 19 Toyota ready for race trim, a longer race trim than the
yeah,
quick little dash racing. Uh,
but
so we're going to go ahead and we're going to relinquish this broadcast here, and we'll see you all here in about
yep,
15-20 minutes as we
yep.
get ready to race our
Tune back
Charlotte.
in. We be at Charlotte. Let's say we'll be in the home track of NASCAR, or I won't say the birth, but the home tracks for all NASCAR teams. It's gonna be a home track for a lot of these teams. We're gonna show you some good racing. And if you're ever interested, drop us a like, hit the subscribe button, and hit that bell button so you know when we always on the track racing. And if you ever wanted to come join us, we'll put you in a dash race. Either talk to our friend K Taddy. He's the owner. Actually, he's actually the owner of the league. He'll help you get started, get you in a dash race, get you with the team, and we'll get you start in a racing. It may not be cup, but it might be a truck ride. Just to test the waters with you, just for you to see what you got, and like saying race with some of the regulars. But like saying either help K Taddy on PSN. Uh, Mine is at Trey7964 on PSN. Just shoot us a message, and we'll get you in a ride and be up here with the Cup Boys on Sundays. But give us about 15 minutes. Tune back in as our Cup guys go racing at Charlotte.